Howdy. With this video, I want to go over Turnitin, which is our plagiarism detector that we use here at Northeast State. And Turnitin is embedded within D2L. So if I have that turned on, and I have to press a little button to let you see the report. But if I click that on, you should be able to see the report. And almost whenever I turn it on, I want you all to see what's going on too. And you can tell when I've turned it on because you'll see this little paper and binocular icon in the assignments Dropbox folder. That means I have turned on, and we're looking at those reports. Don't do it with every assignment. It'd take longer to plagiarize a journal entry that would just to sit down and write it, right? But like I said, it's embedded in D2L. So if you click on that box and you go, I think yours is under feedback, and you'll see this little percentage with the color there. I think 0 to 20% is green, 20 to 30, 40, I don't know what all the colors. But the redder it gets, the worse they're saying the plagiarism is. And it's not really necessarily plagiarism. So like here with Clarence, what the report's saying is that 19% of that essay has been submitted previously by someone else prior to Clarence sending it in. It doesn't mean he's plagiarizing. If he has a good source and he's quoting from it, somebody else might have used that in a paper somewhere in the world, right? Nothing wrong there. And when you get the percentage, it's not unusual for particularly this medical essay to get 20, 30%. We're going to take a look at one, and I've already looked at this, so we're not going to catch Elisa doing anything. But we're going to kind of look at Elisa's real quick. And again, you're doing research papers on fairly common topics, so it's not going to be unusual for Turnitin to say, hey, somebody else has submitted this in an essay. Oh, sorry. It's already there. Sometimes it'll tell you that your title page has been plagiarized or used previously. So what, right? We got y'all in the same class. Whoever got in there first got lucky, and the rest of you may get lighted up. Sometimes it'll say your last name's been plagiarized, things like that. And you just want to go through it and see what it's telling you. I didn't feel much pain at all. I don't think that was plagiarized or anything. All it's saying is somebody else has submitted that sentence at some point in the past. And the answer, the response will go like, well, yeah, okay. I opened my eyes as not something anyone would plagiarize. Now, when we start getting into the quotes, this is absolutely normal. All the Turnitin is saying is that somebody else has submitted this quote in an essay previously. This probably means somebody else did an essay on this topic, at least on the medical side. So that's all it's saying. If you want to, you can click on the number, and that'll tell you to jump on us. Looks like it jumped on us. But anyway, you can go to number 6, and that's where they're Turnitin saying that's where that's been previously published. Which is fine. She's quoting it, citing it. There's no problem with what she's doing in this essay, right? So it's pretty normal for your quotes to be get lighted up. And it looks pretty because the different, particularly the quotes are going to be in different colors and stuff. Sometimes you'll get different colors within the same quote. But she's got that in quote marks. She's got the citation there. She's not plagiarizing. It's just somebody else has used that passage in an essay previously. She's not plagiarizing the year 2012. And here we got the long quote. That's probably one of the reasons that number's getting a little high. It's not exceedingly high. But if you get a long quote and it lights up the whole quote, yeah, that's going to affect that percentage, right? And sometimes you get little phrases. The most common type of acetabular fracture, I guess that's how you say that. Maybe somebody used that before, but it's not really plagiarism, right? She's not stealing from somebody else and presenting it as her own. It's just a fairly common phrase if you're going to write an essay about this type of fracture. Again, there's another long quote. She needs to tab that long quote over, but that's not what we're here for. And sometimes with technical stuff, the greater trochanter and the iliac wing, you can't rephrase that into a summary, right? That's just what they are. You can't change the wording. She's not plagiarizing or anything like that. So sometimes we get little sentences like that lighted up. So overall, it's looking like even the 26, you might get my attention a little bit, but there's nothing wrong with this essay. in terms of plagiarism. Again, just picking up little phrases. And Turnitin's kind of bad for that. It'll just pick up little phrases and say, ah! And you're like, what? I mean, okay. And my guess is it's going to, if it's liking those quotes, it's lighting up the quotes, it's going to light up the reference page as well, which is fine. Somebody else has used this source in their essay. Generally, quite often that can mean you have a pretty good source going there if other people like that source for their essays. But that's what the Turnitin report looks like. One other thing to notice, Turnitin does check for artificial intelligence, ChatGPT. Obviously, this one came back 0%. So be careful there. If it pops up 100%, it's like, uh-oh. And a little secret with being a teacher. Generally, if you have a 0% and Turnitin report, then you get a 100% AI report. It's probably ChatGPT generated, right? Because ChatGPT does not credit its own sources when it produces its writing. But that's what the report looks like. Again, sometimes the numbers can get a little high. Not unusual. I mean, if you start getting into 40%, 50%, it's like, whoa, I better take a look and see what's going on there. If it's highlighting something that you use from a source and you don't have that in quote marks, you may need to go back and put the summary or paraphrase in your own words and sentence structure a little bit better. That's a great way to use Turnitin for, to check your summary and paraphrases and make sure you're not too close to the original where Turnitin is going to light up and be like, hey, this isn't in quote marks. And you can also filter out the quotes if you want to. This little, looks like a martini glass to me, but that might say more about me than Turnitin. So you can exclude quotes, exclude bibliography, and I bet this goes down. How do you make it do that? Oh, apply changes, okay. Yeah, it goes from 26% to 3%, and 3% is nothing. I wouldn't even look at it for 3%. Alrighty, so, kind of learn how to use Turnitin. If you ever get an instructor that says, hey, it's 25%, you automatically fail. You want to see the report, right? And kind of hopefully it's just know that it's getting my quotes and my bibliography page, and I'm not plagiarizing. But if you have any questions about it, be sure to let me know. And we will talk to you later. It's a great tool, by the way, but just, if you have questions about it, be sure to let me know. Bye-bye.